And thanks for taking the time to join this free webinar today. My name is Dale Bateman. I'm a part-time internet marketer living near Toronto, Canada. My background is in graphic design, marketing, and personal training. Plus, I've been building my online business as a part-time internet marketer for almost 4 years. Now, before I get started with today's free webinar, let me share with you what I believe is the #1 mistake that most internet marketers make. And yes, this includes me, especially when they are just getting started. Because I am truly passionate about wanting to help people achieve more success in their lives, and hopefully you will learn from my mistakes. As you know, many people have had great success online. However, without even realizing it, they were creating only a short-term business model. Why? They didn't build a list. They create a multitude of products to sell online. Some are good, most are not so good. They sell them through forums, affiliates, and advertising. Maybe they make a lot of money. Most of the time they don't. Why? They didn't build a list. Some of the greatest online marketers have had pockets of success by leveraging things like Google AdSense. By implementing simple keyword strategies early on, some brought in a whopping 6-figure income. But then Google changed the rules, and these once successful online marketers were left with almost nothing. Can you guess why? That's right, they didn't build a list. So, why is a good list so important? Quite simply, a quality list will continue to pay you for your quality online content over and over and over again. It all comes down to the trust that you earn from your email list. They learn to trust you because you've taken the time to build a strong relationship with them. So, what's the best way to build a strong, loyal list? That's what we're going to cover in this free webinar series. Now, I want to officially welcome you to this free internet marketing webinar. Let's get started. Grab a pen and some paper to make some notes. Once the webinar is over, I'll open the floor for some Q&A. Right now, I'm doing high-level internet marketing and creating automated and passive sources of income online. Plus, I'm enjoying teaching people, just like you, how to do the same thing and make money online. But this time around, I'm making sure that everyone on my team is focused on building a list. Don't make the same mistakes that I made. Make sure that you take the strategies you will learn here and use them to build a strong, loyal email list. But remember, when you are successful, make certain that you take time for what's really important in your life, like spending more time with your family, or maybe doing some traveling you've always wanted to do, or being able to buy that new car you've always wanted. I mean, that's what's so great about working from home. You have the freedom to do what you want, when you want, and as much as you want. Now, let's get to building you a good list. Here's what we'll be covering tonight. First, I want to do a little review of last week's topic. Then, I want to give you 4 reasons to have an online presence that attracts visitors to join your list. Finally, I want to leave you with another 5-part action plan for success. And we'll finish with some Q&A. So last week, we asked ourselves, what is internet marketing? And we discussed internet marketing is referred to as the marketing and promoting of products or services via the internet. Pretty basic stuff, right? Well, a solid marketing internet marketing campaign can help to bring in more prospects, more customers, ignite interest, build your brand, drive traffic, increase profits, and take your business to new heights. And that, my friends, is awesome. So now, let's go over 4 reasons that you must have an online presence in order to attract visitors to join your list. Because chances are you've taken your computer or your smartphone more than once to search for a specific local business, let's say, only to find no listings or an unhelpful small blurb in a directory site. While it might be hard to believe, there are still millions of offline, like brick-and-mortar type businesses that haven't made the leap online in any way. The bottom line, without a website, your business will have no presence online. And by not having at least some presence online, you can be missing out on potential customers, profits, and the opportunity to build a lasting business relationship that we spoke of earlier. It's not all just about keeping up with the other local businesses. So let's take a look at these 4 reasons to get yourself up and running online. Number 1, in order to achieve online visibility for your business. Now, consistent visibility is extremely important. Even if you have your local businesses offline, the majority of your customers are online, and that's where they're actively seeking products and services to purchase. By only being visible to customers that drive by or walk down the street, you're virtually invisible to the rest of the world. I'll give you an example. Did you know that in 2011, there were 835 million smartphone users alone? And that's 2 years ago. So imagine the number now. Don't you want to have your business in front of every one of those people potentially? Of course you do. So that number really has grown. And the technologies that are being developed on almost a daily basis are making it easier and more affordable for people to have online visibility for their customers. Number 2, in order to give you a medium to communicate regularly. Not only does the website provide you with an online presence, it gives you a platform for collecting contact information and for communicating with your consumers on a regular basis. Even with all the criticism and spam complaints that you might hear people talking about, the bottom line is most of us check our email on a daily basis and are more than willing to receive messages from a business that provides us with quality information, special offers, and discounts. Isn't that correct? So from a business owner's standpoint, you can be a real gold mine. Instead of spending money on costly print advertising, it's much less expensive to send customers special offers, discounts, and information through email. Email marketing, when used effectively, can help us promote, brand, and build relationships with our consumers and, therefore, with our list. Number 3, in order to give you some brand awareness. This is vital. A good website can be specifically designed to create and promote your business and your brand image. Everyone online needs to have a brand image. Okay? You can see right now in the bottom corner of the screen my logo, buildyoursuccessonline.com. That is my brand image. That is what you'll see if you go to my website, if you go to my Facebook page, if you go to my Twitter account, my LinkedIn account, so on and so on and so on. Having that brand awareness is so crucial because no matter where people choose to interact with you, they always should be given the same message repeatedly. So brand awareness is so important. Now, what's our final point? Number 4, it provides you with critical social proof. And this is an area that's growing with leaps and bounds today, guys. So it's very, very critical for your business. It's a proven fact that the majority of people make their purchasing decisions based on recommendations, whether they be from friends, family, or online information. So by including things like testimonials from happy customers of yours on your website, you can offer the social proof that prospective buyers need to influence their buying decision. Ratings and reviews are an excellent way also to help people overcome their fear of making a first-time purchase from your business online. So that's what's so important, guys, is having this social proof. Like I just said, people believe what they see and what they hear online in many cases. So using social proof, having testimonials from customers, even if you're just getting started and you don't have any actual customers yet on your list, use social proof from others who are doing the same thing. It's always a good idea to emulate people who are achieving the success that you want to achieve. And if you continue to do that, eventually you will start to achieve that same sort of success. Okay? But giving people social proof in the form of testimonials, other things like this that are really a great way for you to provide the proof that people often need in order to make a buying decision. And keep in mind too that in many cases it's going to take, let's say, anywhere from a half dozen to a dozen times of people actually seeing your offer in order to make a buying decision. So too many times I see people, they'll send out, they'll maybe start gathering up members of a list, and they'll start building a relationship with them, and then they send out maybe 1 or 2 emails, and they wonder why they haven't sold anything. Well, it's because that relationship isn't built to a point yet where those people on your list trust you enough in order to get out their credit card and make a purchase. So you have to continually build that relationship. And I'll be honest with you, it could take you 6 months, it could take you a year, it could take you 2 years to really get good at building that relationship and having your list really trust you. But when you think about it, isn't it worth maybe a year or 2 of your life working really hard in order to get the results from that and get that loyal list to continually buy from you? What you want to do is achieve a situation where people will buy whatever product you offer them because they trust what you're telling them and they believe in what you're telling them as well. Another key point here is anything that you offer to your list for sale, make sure that you are using it and that you own it yourself. Very important, because too many times I've seen people pushing a product, and 9 times out of 10 they don't actually use it themselves. There may be an affiliate who is trying to sell a product in the hopes of getting some commission sales, and it just doesn't cut it with people. People are wise to that. They will see right through it, and they'll see that you don't actually believe in the product. And one of the easiest ways is if you start getting questions about the product or the service that you're trying to promote. If you don't know the answers, it's going to put your credibility right down the tubes. So let's go back and just quickly recap these 4 points. So you want to really make sure that you have an awesome online presence in the sense of a website, your social media sites, your Facebook page, your Twitter account, etc., etc. And these are the main reasons why. Number 1, you want to get online visibility for your business. Okay, you're selling things online, so your presence online has to have a lot of visibility. Number 2, it gives you a medium to communicate regularly. I would always recommend that you have a blog for your business and that you blog regularly. If you can, put out a blog post every day. Yes, that's right, every single day, put out a blog post. Give people a topic to start talking about that'll be interesting to them. They'll want to read your communications, and it just starts driving that interest and giving you momentum behind your business online. Number 3, giving you some brand awareness. Okay, again, consistency is the key. Make sure that you are giving a consistent message no matter how people are seeing you, whether they're seeing you on your blog, on your YouTube channel, watching your videos, or on your Facebook page. It doesn't matter. It should always be a consistent message, and it's something that if they are in one location one day and see you, and then in another location another day and see you again, there should be no discrepancies between those 2 messages that are coming across. All right, and finally, providing you with that critical social proof. Getting people, creating a buzz around your business and getting people talking about it on social media and other platforms. Very, very important. So I hope that's been helpful for you guys to give you some key advice on why you need to have a really solid online presence for your business. Now, let's get to your 5-part action plan for success for this week. Okay, so each week I'm giving you 5 action plan items to help you be more productive and more successful with your business. So let's get to this week's 5 points. So number 1, outsource tasks you don't want to do. You need to prioritize your time by eliminating the unnecessary tasks and outsourcing your weaknesses. In this way, your time and focus is directed to where you'll make the biggest impact for your business. I'll give you an example. My background is partially in graphic design, so I tend to do a lot of the design of my website, my squeeze page, my capture page, and so on and so on. My logos, whatever. But in terms of actually building a website, when we're talking about putting together HTML code, that kind of thing, that sort of stuff, I prefer to outsource it because it's not a strong thing of mine. It's not a strong a strength, in other words, of mine. And doesn't it make more sense for you to spend your valuable time doing just the tasks that you're good at rather than struggling with tasks that you're not good at? You can very easily outsource these tasks to many different locations. There's websites. People put ads out there all the time offering to do work. You could check out Fiverr.com, and people have all kinds of gigs on there that they're willing to do tasks for you for $5. Very inexpensive, and just makes a lot of sense. So spend the time on what's going to further your business forward. Okay, number 2, salvage dead time with technology. Now you might be saying, what does that mean? Well, what I mean is by dead time are small pockets of time spent while waiting in offices, waiting in airports, waiting before, maybe you're going to give a presentation or a lecture, waiting on the bus, etc., etc. Be productive at the moment dead time begins by engaging in activities such as reading things that will help in your business or increase the efficiency of your daily tasks. You can get, things like a low cost, like an e-reader, like a Kindle, or if you have an iPhone or a smartphone of some sort, or even an iPad. I have an iPad mini that I use every day, and during these dead times when you really can't do anything else except sit, wait, whatever it might be, it's a perfect time to get something done. You could read a little bit of an ebook or an article. You could write a little bit of an ebook or an article that you're working on. Maybe set up your next blog post. Do a quick search. Look for some topics that you could write about and jot them down in your notepad on your device. Have all these things ready for later when you are busy and you're looking for a subject to write about. You think, hey, there was that time I was sitting on the bus doing nothing and I came up with like 10 ideas for great new blog posts. So you go back to that, and then you've got all this great content you can start writing about at that point. So that's what I mean by dead time. Really use it and use technology to help you make the most of it. Number 3, begin with the least urgent task. So we always have, well, at least I do anyway, and I think most people do, they have a list of things that they like to do in a given day. So the idea is to complete your tasks before they become urgent. And the only way to do that is to work on the least urgent tasks first. Now I'll explain what I mean. Let's say you've got 3 tasks ahead of you that you need to complete. The most urgent task is preparing for your webinar, let's say. Okay? You're going to have to spend some time doing that, and that's going to take you the most amount of time. Now, the second task that you have is writing your daily blog post. Okay, that's going to take you a bit of time, but not as much as preparing for that webinar. And it's not quite so urgent because it doesn't have to come out for a couple of days. And your third task is writing an email to your list. Now this, of course, has a certain amount of importance to it, but it's certainly not something that is vital, and it's something that can be done rather quickly, writing a quick email. So that's the task that you should be doing first. Write that email, then get to the blog post, and finally start preparing for your webinar. That way you're going to get those least urgent tasks out of the way first when you've got more time, to give you more time down the road to get the more urgent stuff done and make sure that it's done properly and completely. Okay? Number 4 today. Schedule the fun first. So this tip will kill procrastination. And I don't know about you, but I am a procrastinator, and a lot of people are. So if it doesn't kill the procrastination, it will drastically reduce it. By doing the fun things first, your brain won't feel threatened when you want to do the work, because it will know that the fun is guaranteed. Okay? So again, you've got a fairly urgent task that you have to complete, and you also have a more fun task. Like for me, that would be, maybe designing a new logo for a new page on my site or something like that. It's things that I really enjoy doing. So I would put that first, get that done first, that sends a message to my brain to say, hey, we just had a little fun. Now it's time to get down to work and do the stuff that's maybe not quite so fun, okay, but still necessary. All right, so schedule the fun first. Number 5 tonight, your final point, your final tip, capitalize when most productive. Now, I'll just elaborate on that a little bit more. You want to find out and capitalize on the times that you are most productive. Okay, I didn't have room to put all that in there in number 5, so I'll repeat that for you. You want to find out and capitalize on the times you are most productive. So I'll explain. If you're far more productive at a certain time of the day, get more done between that period of time. During your unproductive timings, go to the gym or engage in other activities that require no thought, and do the hard stuff only in your productive timings. Okay, so for instance, last week I mentioned that I'm doing this part-time, so I maybe take a little bit of time in the morning before I leave for work and do a little bit, and then I work usually a couple hours in the evening after I get home. So I find that my most productive time is usually in that evening segment when I just get home. I'm excited about getting, I can forget about my job that I've been at all day, and I can get to the stuff that I really enjoy doing, which is building my online business. So that would be what I would consider to be my most productive time. I am fairly productive early in the morning, but I would typically schedule my bigger tasks and capitalize on that time that after I get home at night to get those things done. Okay, so capitalizing on the times when you find for yourself that you are the most productive. Number 4, schedule the fun first. Do fun things before things that aren't so fun. It'll give your brain a break. Number 3, begin with the least urgent task and move up to the most urgent task. Number 2, salvage dead time with technology. Make the most of those times when you got nothing else to do except sit or wait or be in line or whatever it is. Use your technology, use your smartphone, your iPad, and get a little bit of work done for future times. And number 1, outsourcing tasks that you don't want to do or that you are not very good at. Because we're all good at certain things and we're not so good at certain things. But those two things together being done make for a good building of your business. So they both have to be done. So why not give the tasks you don't know very well how to do to someone who does? All right, so there's your 5 action points. If you put these into practice right away, you will see a gain in your productivity and success. I'd practically guarantee it. So with that, guys, I thank you so much for attending the webinar tonight. I hope you got some useful information from it. And I want to remind you that this is being recorded, so you'll be able to see it on my YouTube channel. I'm going to share it on my Facebook group, Frustrated Online Marketers. And again, thank you so much. I'd now like to move on to question and answers. So if anyone has any questions, I'll open up the chat lines there and we'll get the question and answers going. Okay? So again, thank you so much, and I will see you next week, same time, same place, and we'll have more topics for you and 5 more action steps that you can put into place right away to get you building your success online and being more productive and getting that online business to the point where it's being successful for you. And you're able to do that exclusively if you're doing it part-time, but if you're doing it full-time now, good for you. This will help even more. So thanks again, and I'll talk to you soon. Now on to the Q&A.